up, YouTube? It is your boy, RikuTheBest, better than the rest, aka the Dark Knight. You can call me that. You are good for today. Coming at you with another DBZ Dokkan battle discussion video. Today, I really want to talk about the category leaders in Global Dokkan. Specifically, the main two things I want to talk about is, do you think they're too strong at the moment in Global? Do you think they should have held off on them until later on? And the second topic will be, will there eventually be free-to-play category leaders? Like, I don't know, I'll give examples later on in the video. But before I start this off, Twitter's gonna be over there. RikuTheBest YT, make sure you follow that over Twitter. So it's a $3 off discount code for Play Asia. Use RikuXP at the checkout. You can buy games, you can buy perishable items, that's food for you Ningans. You can buy clothes, you can buy accessories, you can buy anything except your dad. So, it doesn't work for code cards, no Google Play cards, no iTunes cards. What I really want to talk about is the past events that I did, even on screen or the past two videos or even off screen. Honestly, category leaders on Global are a bit much. I mean, they aren't as good as they, are on JP, obviously, because the other units that have a better version. Tech Tanks to Physical Tanks, which is a big step up, because Tech Tanks on Global is always going to get 12 keys. He's always going to be using this extreme freaking modifier, super type, because he's always going to be a 12 key with the fused fighters. Everybody's going to have fused fighters. That's the category fusion. And Strength Gogeta is not nearly as strong as Intelligence Gogeta. So that's the freaking downside to the category fusion on Global. But even then, the category itself, Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta itself is still very powerful. You can get through any event with ease. You can get through all of Boss Rush without using an item. People have done it before. I've used one item. That's because I didn't really calculate the damage correctly. But then, just nonetheless, honestly, freaking categories are a bit much at the moment. I personally would have not shown Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron like they did on JP, because the thing was, when they announced them on JP, they announced them on Global as well. That was problem number one. They never should have announced Super Saiyan 4s and Omega Shenrons on both versions of the game. Problem with that is, the meta for JP, it was much different from Global. The category leaders, it was much needed on JP. They have all the 120% units out the way, and the categories is the next step as far as leader skills. Global hasn't even received freaking, I think by the time Global, gotten Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron, they only had cooler Goku and Vegeta, correct me if I'm wrong, as the 120% leads. They didn't have Kid Buu, they didn't have Super 17, they don't have freaking Gotenks, they don't have End Gogeta, that's the main problem. That's where it starts off for me, and how the meta is just so much different from JP, considering that the units are still weaker versions than the JP. Like I said, with Gotenks, we don't have a revamped version of him on Global, or Gogeta for fusions in general. Shadow Dragon Saga, we pretty much have the team on JP, then it's kind of the same on Global. That team, Shadow Dragon Saga, is kind of like, doesn't have enough units, honestly, and it's kind of like, It's basically the starter pack freaking category leader squad. It's not the best. It's not the best by a long shot, but it's fun still. Not really. I don't like that category, Shadow Dragon Saga. It's too limited, to be honest. Too limited. Not too many units appeared in that arc of Dragon Ball GT. So that's where I just want to talk about. That is the categories. Honestly, you know what they should have done? Instead of announcing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron on JP and Globe at the same time, they should have just announced it for JP, which is fine because they needed category leaders. They had all the 120%. Global, they honestly should have announced Intelligence Gogeta and Janemba, to be fair, and save maybe Gotenks and Kid Buu and Super 17 for later. But then again, if you summon for Janemba, it would have worked out weird because they wouldn't have been in the banner then. They could have figured something out. It would have been shafted, of course, but not as shafted as receiving Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron for months on the Global without having their leader skills. Honestly, they should have just not released them at the moment and just put out freaking, I don't know, put out Gotenks and Super 17 and Double Dokkan Fast. Put out freaking Kid Buu and, I don't know, and physical Gotenks and a Double Dokkan Fast. I mean, something. But this is what we received. So categories will remain to dominate freaking Global for, obviously for the rest of this meta, but they're just going to completely dominate because they still have the nerfed versions of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta an Omega Shenron event. If you notice, the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta event on JP, you cannot stun or seal him at the last phase of the event. As to where global, you can't stun him on both games, but at least on global, you can at least seal him. You can seal him on global. You know, that's the problem. It's kind of nerfed on global, which I kind of understand, but I mean, they should have updated the event. When they gave out the leader skills to Omega and Gogeta, they should just updated the events as well, because Gogeta has like 12 HP bars or whatnot, and he couldn't be sealed or stunned. They should have had that on global like it was on JP. They got the leader skills now for the category leaders. Hey, I'm just saying. But that's all I got to say about that. They never, problem number one, and the main problem, they never should have brought out Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron at the same time that they did on JP, you know, because they weren't prepared for it. They were in a totally different meta, and they brought them out. So that was the reason I didn't bring out leader skills. It'd have been far too broken, and it shows right now. It actually shows. It actually shows. So another thing is, will they eventually bring out free-to-play category leaders? You know, because you have some people, well, everyone is eventually going to be in a certain category. That's how it's going to work. You know, maybe a good idea for a free-to-play category leader could be somebody from the Dragonballz saga. Maybe, I don't know, some type of version of Kid Goku, some type of version of not Bowman. That's just too much. Tien, any Dragon Ball character, to be honest. Bring out a category leader for Dragon Ball characters. That means you can put Bulma in there. Yes, the free-to-play Bulma. They're very good free-to-play Bulma. Bring on one with Jackie Chan. You know, a lot of free-to-play strike characters can be put into a free-to-play category team. You know, it gives them a higher boost. That'd be nice. Probably not the same boost that the other category leaders receive, like 150% towards this and this and this, or 170% towards this, and 130% towards this. Maybe they, I don't know, 100%, 90%? Is 90% be asking for too much for a category leader for free-to-play units? I would say at least 100%, honestly, will work out very well for a free-to-play category leader. That's, keep in mind, if they do it. Hopefully they will, because honestly, this is becoming less and less free-to-play friendly. Of course, they're bringing out units like Gohan. That physical LRK Gohan is, honestly, he's free-to-play. You know the trick to it around that is? You need all these strong pay-to-play units to beat this mode, Super Battle Road, to even get this very good free-to-play card. That's BS. People are resorting to modding to get this, you know, to get this kid, honestly. That's really the only way if you're free-to-play. Because if you're free-to-play it, not saying that's impossible, but there's a very low percentage, there's a very low chance of you even freaking getting that Gohan or beating all these events 20 times plus. Freaking, I had trouble with it, and I spent over X amount of money in the game. So it's like, he's free to play, but they found a twist around it. Oh, he's free to play, but you need you pretty much need the best damn units in the game to beat this mode to get the free to play unit. Very good free to play unit. That's crazy. You have to do this much, put this much effort into the game to get a very good free to play card. That's why I want them to bring out free to play category leaders so they can make use of the older units by giving them a bigger buff, a bigger boost in stats so they can do some type of damage, you know? That's my only solution, because if they're gonna keep bringing out free-to-play all our cards, and if it's gonna look like this, there's really no point in even having them free-to-play. At that point, it's really pay-to-play, because you're gonna need the best damn units to beat those type of events. Super Battle Road, I barely beat once, and I was in stream, and I lucked out, because LR Gohan dodged twice. You see what I said there? LR Gohan. Yeah, definitely free-to-play LR, right? No. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Free to play in just Dokkan, not JP, just in Dokkan in general needs to get better. I just hate how they BS around certain stuff. Oh, okay. You know, free to play. Alert, yay. Event comes out, has to get through all these modes where the enemy does 50,000 damage, neutral, or just no, disadvantage type and they do 50,000 damage. Ridiculous. So, they need to come out with free-to-play category leaders so you can buff up the older units so they can become more usable. Bulma's a good free-to-play unit. Freaking LR Goku remains to be one of the best free-to-play units. LR Android's free-to-play unit. You know, you have options. Give them more options. And that's what I really want to talk about. I pretty much covered the category leaders and global are kind of overwhelming at this point, and they should have just changed their method of bringing them out. And we covered possible free-to-play freaking category leaders for global that is much needed instead of handing us a free-to-play LR that isn't really obtainable by a free-to-play method. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for coming out. Comment in the comment box below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about this idea though, as far as the free-to-play category leaders. Do you think they eventually come out with one? And do you think it's a good idea? As well as, do you think the freaking Gogeta and Omega Shenron coming out at that time in Global Dokkan during a 120% meta, not even halfway through it, was a bad idea? Thank you guys for watching, and peace.